Jesus through the whole week, and I couldn't have done it without my volunteers. And I want you guys to stand up if you came and you volunteered. Stand up, volunteers, so we can thank you so much. We couldn't have done it without you. Thank you so much. And then especially my planning team. I couldn't have done all of this planning and figuring out all of the things that we did without Miss Olivia and Miss Laura and Miss Debbie Clem, my wonderful team that we got everything together. And I want to thank Pastor for being such a good sport and getting messy. We all know how much he loves to get messy. And then we got these amazing Ablaze Kids t-shirts. They can be available to you if you volunteer at any of our kids events. We will have those available to you guys. Overall, we had an amazing week, and I can't wait to get planning for next year and that planning for our fall festival with, again, our kids. So I want to talk about our BGMC missions goal. We had a goal of only $100. And we made $148.25 with the kiddos. The girls did win with $93, and the boys had $51. And I'm so excited. And these are some pictures of our amazing Sundays making us into Sundays. It was so fun, and I was so sticky, and my hair was red with cherry juice. It was just fantastic. And I was eating it. It was dumping it. I was like, this is good. It was just so much fun, and I can't wait for the fall festival. We're going to have so many things planned, just like we did with VBS and the Easter egg hunt. So I call all of you to be volunteers for that. And then, so I want to just say thank you again for everybody who donated, for everybody who sent money, anybody that was helping out. So I thank you so much.
It was a good time. Now, I want to let you know, on the end of the video, we had join us next year for Vacation Bible School. Miss Debbie Clem is not here this morning, but she knows what my motto is when it comes to events like this. Anybody know? Go big or go home. So be prepared for next year where we're going to go bigger, and we're going to have a wonderful time. I got some ideas that I'm going to shoot to Miss Hannah, and we're going to have a great time. But I want to say the kiddos are dismissed. Hold on, kids. Listen up. Preschool is dismissed at this time. Older kids, there will be no organized Ablaze Kids this morning. So if you older kids, you can stay in here. I'm not going to be long. Older kids can stay in here. If they do get restless, they can go back to preschool and they can help out. But there is no elementary age this morning because we want to give our volunteers a little bit of a break because it's been, they have worked their hearts out. So preschool, and anyone, parents, if you feel your school-age kid will get restless, they can help out in preschool. So they are dismissed at this time. Miss Olivia does a wonderful job with them. I do have to tell you a quick story. Noah told the kids one night that Miss Olivia had to work one night. Miss Olivia was with our preschoolers because she is with our preschoolers here, and she does a wonderful job leading the preschoolers. And she had to work her a full-time job one evening, and I told the kids, I said, Miss Olivia is not here tonight because, or I should say Noah told the kids, because she got eaten by a boa constrictor. I said, y'all know the song. All you adults know the song. It started at her toes and got her ankles and her knees and her, I was going to sing the song with the kids. But after I said that, the look on their face, Miss Diane, I was thinking, when I was a kid, that was a fun song. But the look on their face was like, oh my goodness, And so I didn't think anything of it. And my wife talked to me and she was like, you have got to, that was too far. I'm like, I know. And so the next day we get here for Vacation Bible School, and our youngest daughter, Malia, she looks at me and goes, Daddy! I said, what, Malia? She goes, Olivia is here. She didn't get eaten. I was like, didn't think you'd take that serious there, darling. Didn't think you would take that serious, but it was a great time. All right, I'm going to be brief. I want to share a few announcements with you quickly. Men, we are having an outing this coming Saturday at the range at Cold Spring. I need you, if you are planning, and I'll mention this at the end of service, if you are planning on going with us, I need to know because I got to call them tomorrow. Please sign up. I might have to adjust our numbers, but please sign up so that at the welcome table so that we know if you're coming. It's from 4 to 6 at the range at Cold Spring. There is a place for you to sit and just fellowship. If you don't want to hit the golf balls, there's a place for that. Rick, just let me know. We've been having troubles with this. Let me know if I need to switch to the handheld, and I will. So please sign up, gentlemen, if you're coming, and so that I can let them know. Then the following weekend, on July the 4th, we are joining in with all Assemblies of God churches across the nation in an hour of prayer on July the 4th. From 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on July the 4th, we will be here in the worship center praying for our nation. It is organized prayer. It's not just going to be a prayer free-for-all, but the Assemblies of God at 9 a.m. on July the 4th. If you follow the time zones, they have churches all throughout the world that are praying for America at 9 a.m. on July the 4th. So it will move across the world. So we are the hub in Greenwood for that. You can go online and register at prayercenter.ag.org if you would like to. You don't have to, but please join us for that time of prayer, July the 4th. Then on July the 5th, that Sunday morning at 10:30, we are celebrating America, its 250th birthday. It's going to be a great service. And then following service that Sunday, we're going to head out to the pavilion, and we are going to have a church picnic. We're going to have burgers and hot dogs. The church is going to supply the burgers and hot dogs, and we are going to have a wonderful time. Now, I want to thank Jimmy for giving me this idea. On July the 5th, I want you to wear your most patriotic outfit you can. I don't care if it's a funny patriotic shirt, if it's just red, white, and blue, all right? Because we're going to celebrate America's 250th birthday and everything that God has done. So it can be tacky if you want it to be. Just make sure it's church appropriate. That's all I ask. You checked, all right. So we're going to have a great time. I just wanted to let you know about those two things, or those three things, I should say. All right, I told you, or I should say again, Noah told you that we talked about the Good Samaritan with the kids. And I like to pick one of the stories on the Sunday after Vacation Bible School. I like to pick one of the stories that we talked about with the kids and teach you adults on it. So again, I'm going to be brief, but I feel like this is important in today's world and today's culture. Luke chapter 10 is where we're going. I'll get there here in a moment. I'm not going to go there right now, but Luke chapter 10 is where we are going to end up. So many times throughout our nation, we see accidents happen, we see things happen, and good people do respond. But we also see things happen in our world where good people sit idly by and do nothing when bad things are going on. They sit idly by and just watch and don't intervene as the Good Samaritan did. I want to go back several years. George W. Bush was being inaugurated as the 43rd President of the United States. During his short speech after being sworn in, he discussed the ideals that make America a great nation. When he was talking about compassion for the poor, he said that some needs and hurts are so deep, they will only respond to a mentor's touch or a pastor's prayer. Then there was this remarkable statement that he made. He said, many in our country do not know the pain of poverty, but we can listen to those who do. And I can pledge our nation to a goal. This is what he said. He said, when we see that wounded traveler on the road to Jericho, we will not pass to the other side. Now, where did he get that phrase, the road to Jericho? It comes from our text today, from the lips of Jesus, from the parable of the Good Samaritan. It is a wonderful story, and we know it very well. President Bush at the time used it precisely the right way. How many of you, I have to giggle, and maybe it's just because I'm a pastor, but politicians will quote things from the Bible, and you're like, that's not what that means. What are you talking about? He actually used it in the right context. Okay? Every day we are on the road to Jericho, and every day we cross paths with wounded travelers by that road. Will we pass by on the other side, or will we say, I don't want to get involved? While we are thinking about our answers as we're on that road to Jericho, let's turn to a lawyer who asked Jesus a question trying to trick Jesus. Here is a conversation we read in Luke chapter 10 with Jesus and a lawyer that did not turn out the way the lawyer anticipated. Are you ready? Thank you, Mario. Are you ready? Let's jump in. Luke chapter 10, starting in verse 25, says this. On one occasion, an expert in the law stood up to test Jesus. Teacher, he asked, what must I do to inherit eternal life? What is written in the law? He replied. Jesus replied, how do you read it? He answered, love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. Verse 28, you have answered correctly, Jesus replied. Do this and you will live. But he wanted to justify himself. I want to give a word to somebody this morning. Stop trying to justify yourself. So he asked Jesus, and who is my neighbor? Now, many translations call the man who asked the question a lawyer. In Jesus' day, a lawyer was someone who knew the Old Testament and was trained in theology and was very gifted in public debate. The religious leaders probably sent him in order to trap Jesus into saying something foolish. Isn't that the job of a lawyer today? Oh, come on, somebody. Lawyers today are trained in getting you to say something foolish. That's exactly how they were trained in Jesus' day. When he stood up, he asked a very important question. What must I do to inherit eternal life? He wanted to know how to get to heaven. This is the ultimate question of the human heart. All religions offer some kind of answer to that question. What will Jesus say to this lawyer? To this lawyer's chagrin, he answers a question with a question. You know the Bible backwards and forwards. What does the Bible say? Jesus says to this lawyer. The lawyer gave him the right answer. If you want to go to heaven, you've got to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, with all your mind. And while you're at it, you've got to love your neighbor as yourself. Seems easy enough, right? Y'all tired this morning? Did you have too much breakfast? Speak to me. I know service is a little different, but you can talk to me. That's okay. While you're at, Jesus says, while you're at it, you've got to love your neighbor as yourself. That was not only the right answer. That was actually a quotation of two Old Testament passages, Deuteronomy 6:5 and Leviticus 19:18. Now Jesus compliments the man. He says, you've answered rightly. That's good. I would want to answer Jesus' question rightly. Knowledge is indeed the first step on the road to heaven. Knowledge of who? I started to point to my cross over there, but it's not over there right now. Knowledge of who can get you to heaven is the first step to getting to heaven. Then Jesus threw a curveball to this lawyer when he said, do this and you will live. Was Jesus teaching salvation by works? No, not at all. He was merely pointing out that if you truly love God and love others perfectly, you will have eternal life. Oh, Pastor, hold on. What do you mean? If I love God and love others perfectly. Can I preach to you this morning? God demands perfection. God demands perfection. That means loving God always, every second of every day, with all your heart, with all your soul, all your strength, and all your mind. Never deviating from that, from the moment you are born until your final breath. And that also means loving other people perfectly all the time. God demands perfection. That's God's standard. It's perfection or nothing. Jesus is really telling this man, you want to go to heaven? Great. Be perfect, and you'll make it there. That's what Jesus is telling this man. Hold on. I can tell by the looks on some of your faces. Hold on, preacher. I'm not perfect. No one can be perfect. We're all sinners. God doesn't grade on the curve. That's why we need Jesus. God knows as human beings, it is impossible for us to be perfect. I can try my hardest to be perfect, but I will fail every time because perfection for human beings is not possible.